Beyoncé's father, Mathew Knowles, abruptly ended a live television interview after the name Tina Knowles was brought up, and the internet has not stopped talking about it since. What was supposed to be a straightforward promotional appearance quickly turned into one of the most uncomfortable celebrity interview moments of the year, and now fans are dissecting every second of it. The interview took place on PIX 11 during the show Candid with Candace, hosted by Candace Gibson. Mathew was there to discuss a Destiny's Child tribute project and reflect on the legacy of the iconic girl group he managed from the very beginning. Everything seemed calm at first. He spoke confidently about the grind, the sacrifices, the strategy behind building a global brand from Houston roots. But then the conversation shifted. When the host mentioned Tina Knowles and acknowledged her contributions to the early days of Destiny's Child, specifically her styling, costume design, and hands-on involvement, something changed. Mathew's demeanor visibly tightened. He questioned what work she had put in. The host gently reminded him of the well-documented fact that Tina designed many of the group's early outfits when no major designers would dress them. Tina, who owned a successful salon in Houston before her daughters became global superstars, was instrumental in crafting the group's visual identity, from coordinated stage looks to that instantly recognizable aesthetic that helped them stand out in a crowded late 90s R&B market. Her impact has long been part of the Destiny's Child origin story. For a brief moment, Mathew acknowledged the styling and imaging contributions, but the energy had already shifted. Within seconds, he ended the interview, stood up, and signaled that the conversation was over. No dramatic outburst, no yelling, just a firm, abrupt conclusion that left the host surprised and viewers stunned. Clips of the moment immediately began circulating across social media platforms. Within hours, fans were debating what really happened. Was it lingering tension from a marriage that ended years ago? Was it frustration about being asked a question he didn't expect? Or was it simply a man wanting control over his narrative in a live setting? To understand why this moment feels bigger than just an awkward TV exchange, you have to go back decades. Mathew and Tina Knowles were married for over 30 years. Together, they raised two daughters who would reshape modern music, Beyoncé and Solange. In the 1990s, when Beyoncé was still a teenager performing in local competitions, both parents played active roles in supporting her dream. Mathew left his corporate sales job to manage his daughter's group full-time. Tina handled costumes, rehearsals, and presentation. They were a team. When Destiny's Child was trying to break into the industry, they faced rejection after rejection, labels cast, doors closed. The girls were young, ambitious, and determined. Mathew strategized relentlessly. He studied radio formats, marketing tactics, and distribution channels. Meanwhile, Tina made sure the group looked polished even without a massive budget. She famously stitched matching outfits herself because designers weren't lining up to dress an unknown girl group from Texas. That combination of business strategy and creative styling helped shape Destiny's Child into a cohesive brand. When their breakout single, No, 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 began climbing charts, the visual identity was already established. Coordinated looks became their trademark. Even when lineup changes rocked the group in the early 2000s, the branding remained strong. But behind the scenes, things weren't always harmonious. Over the years, there were lawsuits, former members speaking out, and public scrutiny about management decisions. In 2011, Mathew and Tina finalized their divorce after reports of infidelity surfaced. The separation marked the end of not only a marriage, but also a powerful business partnership. Beyoncé eventually parted ways professionally with her father as her manager in 2011 as well. While she has never publicly attacked him, she has spoken about needing boundaries and independence. In interviews over the years, she has expressed love for both parents while keeping family matters private. That's what makes this recent interview moment so loaded. The mention of Tina wasn't random. She has been increasingly visible in recent years, particularly during Beyoncé's Renaissance era. Tina has embraced her role as proud mother and grandmother, sharing behind-the-scenes glimpses and celebrating her daughter's accomplishments publicly. Fans adore her warmth and authenticity. She has become something of a cultural icon in her own right. Mathew, meanwhile, has continued working in the music industry, speaking at universities, mentoring artists, and producing projects tied to the Destiny's Child legacy. He often emphasizes his role in building one of the best-selling girl groups of all time. And to be fair, his business acumen undeniably played a massive role in Beyoncé's rise. But when credit is discussed in public, especially regarding family, emotions can surface unexpectedly. After the interview clip went viral, Mathew clarified that he felt the focus had shifted away from the purpose of his appearance. He stated that he ended the interview politely and that he was there specifically to discuss the tribute project. He suggested that logistical frustrations and time constraints also contributed to his decision to wrap things up early. Still, social media was divided. Some fans felt he appeared dismissive of Tina's contributions, arguing that history clearly shows she was deeply involved in shaping Destiny's Child's early image. Others defended him, saying live interviews can feel confrontational and that he has every right to steer conversations away from personal topics. Comment sections exploded with takes. Some viewers pointed out that discussing ex-spouses on live television can be uncomfortable no matter who you are. Others said the moment revealed unresolved tension. Memes popped up within hours. Reaction videos dissected body language. Even casual viewers who weren't die-hard Beyoncé fans weighed in. The broader conversation quickly expanded beyond one interview. It became about legacy, about who gets remembered and how, about the behind-the-scenes figures who shape global stars. Beyoncé herself has built an empire that carefully curates narrative. From surprise album drops to tightly controlled interviews, she rarely allows chaos to define her story. That's why any public family tension draws amplified attention. Fans are protective. The Beehive analyzes everything. It's also worth noting that Destiny's Child's story has always been layered. The group experienced lineup changes that led to public disputes. Former members Latavia Roberson and LaToya Luckett famously sued over management concerns. Michelle Williams and Kelly Rowland remained alongside Beyoncé during the group's most successful era. Through it all, Mathew was at the helm. In interviews, he has often credited his structured approach for their dominance. He studied competitors, he built a touring machine, he ensured radio play. He positioned Beyoncé strategically for solo superstardom long before it was official. Meanwhile, Tina's influence extended beyond costumes. She helped maintain morale, she supported rehearsals, she was present as a mother figure to the group. That maternal energy became part of Destiny's Child's narrative. Strong, united, disciplined young women guided by family. So when Mathew questioned what work Tina put in, even briefly, it struck viewers as jarring because the public record reflects her visible involvement. But human dynamics are complicated. Divorces reshape memory, professional separations alter perspective, and interviews, especially live ones, can amplify tension in seconds. What makes this moment especially compelling is that it happened during a time when Beyoncé's legacy feels more monumental than ever. With record-breaking tours, Grammy milestones, and cultural dominance, every aspect of her origin story feels historically significant. People want clarity about how it all began. The abrupt ending of the interview became symbolic, a reminder that even within legendary families, there are unresolved chapters. And perhaps the most fascinating aspect of this entire situation is Beyoncé's silence. She has not commented. Tina has not publicly addressed the moment. Solange has remained quiet. The family continues forward as usual, attending events, celebrating milestones, and maintaining privacy. In many ways, that silence speaks volumes. It reinforces a long-standing pattern. The Knowles family handles business internally. Public spectacle is rarely their style. But the internet thrives on moments like this. A pause, a facial expression, a sentence cut short. In today's media landscape, those seconds become headlines. Ultimately, this story isn't just about an interview ending early. It's about credit, memory, and how history gets told. It's about the complicated reality that building a superstar often takes a village, and villages don't always stay united forever. Mathew Knowles remains a pivotal architect in Beyoncé's career. Tina Knowles remains a foundational creative force in the Destiny's Child era. Both contributions can be true simultaneously. Yet the emotional weight of discussing the past, especially when it involves former spouses, can surface unpredictably. As the clip continues circulating, it serves as a reminder that behind the glitz of global fame are real people with layered histories. Even in families that changed music forever, dynamics evolve, and whether this moment fades as a brief viral blip or sparks deeper conversations about legacy and acknowledgement, one thing is certain: when it comes to anything connected to Beyoncé, the world pays attention. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.